Welcome to the Dose of Precious podcast.
Real talk, good vibes, and gems authentic. Welcome to a dose of precious. Ah! I'll stop screaming when I'm not as excited and this becomes like super real. As of right now, this is my baby and I'm so excited. And so I'm just happy to have you guys come along with me on this journey. Thank you to everyone that has watched the first episode. If you haven't watched the first episode, go back and watch the first episode. I'll link it down below. Definitely thumbs up this episode. I'm also going to be posting all of my episodes on not only YouTube, but it's going to be on Spotify. I'm going to get it on Apple Music and any other streaming platform that you can listen to a podcast. If you are not able to watch the YouTube video, then definitely go and stream it on the other platforms. I'm also excited to hear you guys' feedback. If there's any specific topics you guys want me to talk about, definitely let me know. I also have my email down below, so definitely feel free to reach out at any time or leave a comment. Always like all of the things. Just to jump right in, we'll start off with a check-in. I don't have any complaints about this week. I feel like this week was overall a good week. I did get a ticket. Of course, I was not happy about that, but overall, I had a good week. I'm grateful, I'm thankful, and I'm just super excited to be back with you guys. And so yeah, sorry, I don't have any like huge news. I did have one really good thing happen this week. I don't want to share it yet, but I don't have any other updates. So we will jump right in and we will move on to viral talks.
Viral Talks.
The first topic is just going to be me following up on the DDG drama. I say his drama because he's the only one that has brought it to the internet. He has shown videos of Halle calling him in order for him to talk to Halo. Ironically, when she called to talk to Halo, he had the cameraman move away. You want to put all her business out there, but you don't want to admit the fact that she's actually calling you to be able to speak to him. That was weird. And then he did also admit that he did have baby Halo with him. And so it seems like things are calm on his end. It gave that the only reason he came to the internet was because he wanted some attention and he wasn't getting his way. This will not be the first time that he has done this, where he has had a disagreement or dispute behind the scenes and he's brought it to the internet. And something tells me, my little spidey senses tell me that this won't be the last time. And it's just like super immature and it's sad because there's now a baby involved and there's just certain things that can be like kept behind closed doors. And I just really think that it's irresponsible and very immature for him to feel like every time I don't get my way, I bring it to the internet. But that's Halle's fight to go through. I hope that this is not going to be a continuous cycle. And if it is, I hope that at some point she puts her foot down and let him know that he can't just go run to the internet every time he doesn't get his way, because that's just not how life works. You're not always going to get your way. I also want to say there is a storm coming where I'm at. And so you may hear some noise in the background. It's the storm, guys. If you guys can hear that, there she goes. Hopefully everything is okay. Hopefully all of my things are okay. And yeah, we're going to try and work through it. He did come out with a song speaking on the situation, which also gave Clout Chaser, which is what I said in the last video. But let's just quickly listen to the song. The song is not even given that it's mainly focused on Halo. It's giving he wants to get back with Halle. But okay. He is a streamer, he is a YouTuber, and the truth is, you get more money when you're more relevant, when people are talking about you, when they're tuned in because they want to understand or hear more about a story. And it's giving, this whole thing was just for clout, it was for the internet, it was for attention, essentially for money. We're gonna move on. I don't want to talk about this anymore because I was not happy to talk about this, but it was just every freaking where. I wanted to give you guys an update because I feel like it confirmed everything that I said in my previous video. But we will move on. I want to speak about colorism. I'm going to bring up a few examples of colorism. And the reason why I'm bringing it up is because this is a large problem in the Black community. As a dark-skinned woman, I fully understand how colorism affects my day-to-day. Now, although I think that I believe, I know I'm beautiful, I also know that beauty is subjective. Although Black people are known to be darker, we know that Black people come in all shades or shapes or sizes, different specific physical characteristics, everything, right? And the truth is, the closer you are to a European or Eurocentric or white Caucasian skin tone, physical features, the more attractive you are according to society's standards. I put the quotation marks because the truth is, all of this shit is made up. Somebody decided all of these things, and people don't even have the bandwidth to realize that they've been conditioned to like or love or be attracted to a lot of the things that they are. We won't get into that today. But what I've noticed is that as we have a rise of these streamers, as we have a rise of these YouTubers, their specific preferences are being like highlighted or magnified to these younger minds who are so impressionable. And so when we have streamers like DDG, or we have streamers like Deshay, and I'm using these examples because, again, this is what's on my timeline, come on to their platforms and make it clear that when you're speaking to a dark-skinned woman that you need to be more aggressive, or if you have a bunch of women on a boat that you only choose the lighter skinned women, then you are subjecting the darker skinned women to unnecessary disrespect, right? Because a woman is a woman. And at the end of the day, what I think has been lost in society, period, is a basic level of respect, right? When you're outside, there's just things that you can do to obtain a certain level of respect. And what I've noticed is if a man is not attracted to you, then he just feels like he gets to treat you like a piece of dog shit. And it's disgusting. It's disgusting. There should be a certain level of decency, whether you are attracted to this person or not, regardless, right? And the plot has been lost. The plot has been fucking lost. And I don't even know how to explain this, because in my mind, these are things that is like common sense. I interact, or I have men that I interact with on a daily basis, or what I was going to say is I have men that try to come on to me on a daily basis that I would not ever give a chance to. Now, it may be me talking from fear that this man may attack me, because that's a thing. This may be me talking from a place of just respectability politics. But I try to always be cordial, polite to some extent, right? Men do not do the same. If they do not find you attractive, if they do not find you beneficial, then again, you are treated like a piece of dog shit. And that is not how things should go. The point of me saying this is dark-skinned girls, coming from a fellow dark-skinned girl, you are beautiful. You are amazing. You can achieve everything that you want and more. And don't let nobody's dusty ass, broke ass, stupid ass son make you feel any less than. 9 times out of 10, 10 times out of 10, you're better than him in every single way. Know that from within, and you'll exude that confidence and fuck them. Period. Moving on. Ali and AD are engaged. Oh, I love, and I'm so happy for AD. She deserves every second of this. It is so embarrassing for Black women to go on these dating shows. It's especially embarrassing if she is dark-skinned, because they just do Black women dirty, period. And then the dark-skinned Black women just get like they drag them through the mud by their hair. Like, they pull their wig off if they got on the wig, and they drag them by their real hair through the fucking mud. Every single time. It never fails. I don't want to say it, but I'm going to fucking say it. Black women, stop going on these damn dating shows. Stop it. Stop. And the reason why I say stop is because the white men don't like you. We know that, right? And then the Black men don't like you because the Black men are only going after a specific type of Black woman, or they're going after the whites, or they're going after the Latinos, or they're going after anything but Black. And it's just like, if you do get somebody Black, it's like you are trying to prove yourself that you're worthy of this man's love, when y'all both came on here allegedly for the same intent of finding fucking love. So why am I jumping through hoops to prove to you anything when we should be mutually trying to come together and build a relationship, or try to get to see if we can actually build a relationship? But no, every single fucking time Black women get the shorter end of the stick, they get embarrassed every time. You could not pay me, and yes, they get paid, so maybe this is not a good example. You cannot pay me to go on one of them dating shows for them to drag me through the mud. I remember I was saying with a bunch of people, and we was talking about shows and blah, blah, blah. Somebody was like, oh, Precious, are you going on a dating show? And I was just like, I didn't say this out loud. I said no, but in my mind, I was like, I would never. I am self-aware enough to know that, 1, I'm sensitive. I know that. 2, I know I'm not everybody's cup of tea. I mean, somewhere out there in the world, I maybe somebody's, we're going to use some alcohol I like, I'm somebody's glass of rosé. But I know I'm not everybody's cup of tea. I don't even know how I would react. I was watching Love is Blind. This is a sidebar, but here we are. And I'm watching the Uchi and I don't know, somebody's name is Uchi, but the Black couple. And you could tell that she went through a wave of emotions. When it first started, they were like happy, they were in a good place. As things went down, you could tell she tried to handle it in a calm manner. She got a bit frustrated. There was some anger there. And then she started crying. And I was like, damn. Like, I don't know if I would start at the crying mark. I don't know if I would end at the crying mark. I don't know if I would be angry. I don't know if I would be sad. Honestly, that's such a vulnerable thing. I don't think I have it in me to go through that on television. But what I will say is I'm sensitive, and I don't want to say my feelings get hurt easily, especially not by like random people to me. But at the same time, I mean, it's only but so much somebody can take. It's only but so much. And I'm just too sensitive for that. I'm too sensitive. A lot of people see a black woman, especially a dark-skinned black woman, they see this hard shell. But the truth is, and I'm not even ashamed to say this, the truth is I'm very, very, very sensitive. My feelings get hurt relatively easily. Now, if I know you're trying to hurt my feelings on purpose and I know you're irrelevant, then that's different. But like, my feelings get hurt easily, especially by somebody that I want to be liked by. And if I'm pursuing somebody, if I came on this show in order for us to have this relationship, then I would be hurt. And I don't know how the girls are doing it. I don't want to get off topic because that wasn't the point of me bringing that up. But I'm just happy for AD. I'm happy for Ali. I hope that this is a real relationship. In the back of my mind, when shit like this happens, I always be like, is this a publicity stunt? Are they really together? Are they doing this for attention and for clout? Because, you know, the girls love to put together a fake relationship. Y'all may not think so, but the girls love to put together a fake relationship, and all it is for a publicity stunt. Y'all talk about poor, what's this girl name? I'm not saying poor because it ain't nothing poor about that girl. That is a rich bitch. But, I could see her name. Lori Harvey. Y'all love to talk about Lori Harvey. Oh, Lori Harvey was with this person. Lori Harvey was with that person. It will never be confirmed, but I guarantee you, all of those men you saw her with, she may have actually been with one or two of them. Those were publicity stunts. She got paid to be with those people. She probably never even had real conversations with those people. They probably called paparazzi to photograph them out in public. You know how many celebrities have real relationships and we never know about it? Why every relationship that she's in, we know about? People don't think. Those are not real relationships. She's not with those people. Especially when they said the Diddy and the son thing. I'm like, come on now. You think that if she had a relationship with a son and a dad, she couldn't hide one of them? So at least if it was a rumor, it wouldn't be a public thing. Like, come on. And y'all also love to put people together, and I truly believe that they don't be put together all the time. Maybe it's because I've been a victim of that. We can get into a story time. Let's get into a story time since that's my nature. Love to tell a good story. In college, there was this guy. And me and him actually connected because he was going through a breakup. And he just wanted advice from a woman's perspective. I want to add, this man was never my type. He happened to be dark-skinned. My type happened to be dark-skinned. He was still not my type, though. Okay? I just wanted to... We just connected on a friendship level. I was giving him advice. I don't even think... I wasn't even really talking to anybody at the time, so I didn't really need any advice. You know what? I love to give some advice. I didn't mind it. We had a very platonic friendship. But because we would go and we would eat lunch together, and we would go and maybe people would see us like maybe walking to go get lunch together, unbeknownst to me, people thought that we were in a relationship. And I couldn't have been so offended in my life. I mean, I've never been so offended. I don't want to say what I called this man in my head because people would think, wow, she's a bitch. But just know that this man is not my type. For the record, I love to say, he's not my type. He's not my type. He's not my type. I will share my type because I feel like I never say my type. Not that you guys care. But let's share my type. My type, ideally, the man that I always thought that I would marry in my head. Definitely tall. The girls, aka the short kings, love to say that I'm like this really, really tall woman. I'm 5'5". I don't want to fight with you. I've been 5'5", 5'4" since I was in 7th grade. I will not fight with you on this. Number 2, I love me a chocolate man. I love my skin. I love being dark skinned, and I love a dark skinned man. Okay? Eat it up. Eat it up. Eat it up. I also enjoy a beard. I won't say why, but I do enjoy a beard. And big lips, because I love black men. Not all of y'all niggas. But yeah. The point is, and I just love like a clean cut, short hair, very well put together. Somebody who, when you look at him, you be like, damn, does he smell like cocoa butter? Or does he smell like, I don't know, like some expensive cologne? You know how you look at somebody, you're like, I just know that man smell good. That's the type of man I like. That nigga was not him. He was the furthest thing from it. Okay? You take that information for what it will, for what it is. He was a man that I would never touch. No, thank you. I was so fucking offended. And I know that sounds horrible, and I know y'all probably looking at me like, who the fuck this bitch thinks she is? I've always been that girl to me. Okay? I've always been that girl to me. I can say this confidently because I feel like confidence is attractive. I love confident men. I think everybody should be confident. I think everybody should think that they're that girl. I think everybody should think that they're that guy. And so I just couldn't believe that somebody would think that that's the type of person that I would deal with. Have I been embarrassed by some of the people I dealt with? I mean, yes. Yes. Yes and no. Honestly, yes and no. I mean, yes to some extent. Yes and no. No. Yes. Yes, that happened. The point is, I was just so like, I just know how it feels to be just living your life and having a platonic friend, and then, or, you know, doing something and somebody just attaching you with that person in a romantic way. And it's like, what the fuck? Because what? I also have a thing. I won't say that. I won't say that because then that's going to be, I won't say that. Shout out to AD. Shout out to Ali. I'm so happy for her. And I really hope this is real. And I really hope that she's happy. And this is the fairy tale that she's always wanted. Moving on. Druski has been named in a Diddy lawsuit. Let's pull up the article. And let's read it. Let's see what the girls have to say. The title is Druski, Odell Beckham Jr. Deny Rape Lawsuit. Police call claims unfounded. Comedian Druski and football wide receiver Odell Beckham Jr. have been named in an amended grape lawsuit against Sean Diddy Combs. In this lawsuit, initially filed in October, Ashley Parham accused Combs, 55, of sexual assault and battery, abuse, false imprisonment, and kidnapping. The amended complaint filed Friday names Druski, born Drew, whatever his last name is, Beckham, blogger Jacqueline Jaguar Wright Combs' mother, Janice Combs, and 8 other co-defendants. Parham claimed to virtually meet Combs in February 2018 when she met a man now identified as Shane Pierce at a bar who started a FaceTime call with the Bad Boy Records founder. After she claimed in the call that Combs had a hand in the rapper Tupac Shakur's 1996 killing, Pierce set her up to be assaulted by Combs the following month. The alleged assault took place at Pierce's apartment in California on March 23, 2018, she said. During the assault, Parham claims Druski, previously identified as John Doe, was instructed to assault her by Combs. She alleged the internet personality doused her in lubricant, jumped on top of her, knocking the wind out of her due to his enormous size. She claims Combs masturbated while recording the assault. She also accuses Pierce and Beckham of taking turns assaulting her during the ordeal. In the statement shared to social media, echoed by his reps to USA Today, Druski, 30, called the claim false. This allegation is a fabricated lie. He wrote on X on Sunday, I wasn't a public figure in 2018. I was broke, living with my mom without any connection to the entertainment industry at the time of this allegation. So the inclusion of my name is truly outlandish. So initially when I heard this story and I saw that Druski claimed, well, I wasn't connected to the industry, I was like, yeah, I hadn't heard of him at that time. Maybe he wasn't connected. I think that people like to just throw anybody's name in there sometimes. And then I said, whoa, take a step back. This is a victim. Why was she just randomly out of all people named Druski? Honestly and truly, there was a lot more names that are relevant that she could have named. And so who are you to assume that he's automatically innocent? Now, prior to hearing about this, I did enjoy Druski's content. I can't lie about that. I also saw another video of someone saying that sometimes you don't have to necessarily be like super duper lit. That doesn't mean that you're not still connected to the industry. And a lot of people do a lot of things in order to get what they want. They do a lot of things behind the scenes that may not be as favorable to the outside world. That doesn't mean that they didn't happen, right? We just don't know about them. And so I don't really know how to feel about this. Obviously, we'll see how things play out. As of right now, anybody that has been associated with Diddy it has me looking at them side eye, honestly. I do know that Druski was closely affiliated with Diddy at the beginning of his career simply because he was like signed to, what was the thing that Carisha was on? Because he was like popping up on a lot of Diddy's like things. Whatever platform Carisha's podcast was on is the same platform that Druski was also associated with, because I remember seeing him in like different little skits and videos, and I know that platform was associated with Diddy. So unfortunately, I don't think it's far-fetched. Again, we will see how things play out in the long run. Now, moving on to show recap. Today, we are going to be talking about Real Housewives of Atlanta. We know that this is a new season. This is the first episode. Before we even get into what actually happened on the episode, I just want to quickly just speak about where Atlanta has started and how we got to this point. Now, we know that Atlanta was a staple in making the Real Housewives franchise what it is today. And honestly, they've had a decline. A lot of the people like to insinuate that the decline happened once Nene left the franchise. But honestly, the last maybe season that Nene was on it, I remember specifically one reunion. I can't remember what season it was. But one reunion, Nene was on there and she just acted like she did not give a fuck. I felt like it was already on a decline. And then they started bringing people back like She by Sheree. And I've never really liked Sheree on the show. I've never really felt like she was super entertaining. And so, yeah, I haven't really enjoyed the progress or where the show has gone for a few seasons now. But I could be biased. I don't know. I just haven't really enjoyed it. Now, getting into the season, of course, the season seems to be kind of surrounded around Shamia. Now, other seasons, they always made Shamia seem like this side character. And I just honestly feel like she didn't get as much recognition as she should have. And I hate that for Shamia, I have to be honest. I hate that they just always play her to the side, and I honestly feel like Portia had a role in that. There's been a few incidents where I felt like Portia just wasn't the best friend to Shamia. On this season, we see that Shamia is a rich bitch. And I loved every single second of it. We got to see Shamia singing. We can see that she can actually sing. We know that Shamia can actually dance. We know that Shamia has a great personality. And we now get to see that Shamia is a real rich bitch. Not like these fake ass bitches that have these things and, you know, they still technically living paycheck to paycheck. Now, me personally, when I watch Real Housewives, I want to see rich shit. I want to feel like, damn, her house is nice. Or damn, every time I see her, like, for example, they was coming at Salt Lake City. They had the poor girl go on the show. I say poor because every single second she was crying about her money and all these type of other things. If I wanted to watch broke bitches cry about money, I could go on TikTok where they're always begging for money. I can go on Instagram where, you know, the bitches like to claim to be. There's places for that. I watch Real Housewives because I want to see wealthy people live their lives. I want to see what their day-to-day is like. Of course, to some extent, all of these shows are scripted. Let's be so fucking for real. But I want to feel like I can smell the wealth. Shamia gave me every single thing that I was looking for while being beautiful, while being black, while being talented, while having great energy. Like, I just loved every single second of Shamia. I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. And when her husband gave her a motherfucking Rolls Royce, I said, ah! That's my bitch. Oh my gosh. Ugh. I felt the wealth. I felt it. I felt it. The stars on the inside. The $500,000 car. Anyway, loved every second of Shamia. I loved it so much. We get to see a little bit more of an insight. We realize that Shamia has a daughter that has medical complications. We got to hear the story about how she met her amazing husband, how they've been together for 10 years, and it was just beautiful to watch, and I loved every single second of it. Of course, we speak about Portia and how Portia is going through her divorce. I personally did not look too deep into it when it went like public and they were speaking about what happened and stuff, just because, in my opinion, I don't know what happened. I'm not being accusatory, but what I will say is the beginning of like how they met and stuff, it just seemed a little bit sticky, and I was just kind of like, okay, now Portia. I didn't even think they would get married. When they got married, I was like, oh, okay. But I do know from watching the show that it does seem like Portia does genuinely fall fast and all of those things. And so I was just like, I don't know. I guess I didn't think it would end up being as serious as it was to go to a marriage. But yeah. So she filed for divorce. She said mainly because there was financial issues. She was asking questions. She was getting lies. Eventually, those lies revealed themselves. She had some concerns before the lies initially revealed themselves, because when they would take trips and stuff, she noticed that they were getting, double check, like getting checked twice, and they had to go on a different line. There was something about an eviction, or not an eviction, a foreclosure coming to her home. And so this is when she began to get suspicious, and essentially she said that she filed for divorce to protect her assets. There was a prenup put in place, but the only way to put that prenup into effect was to file for a divorce. And so I completely understand. It also came out that, Simon had a fake green card, and so he's in the United States illegally. It also came out that he previously had gotten arrested for some fraud charges. And so, that's another big deal, because if you get convicted of that, you're a felon. And so that makes things very difficult. Simon also sent a cease and desist to Bravo, which prevented Portia from filming in the home. Apparently, they both have like 50% stake in the home, and so that's why they're trying to figure out things and move through the divorce in order for them to determine who's essentially going to get that property. But it seems like, or Portia is making it seem like, she truly did love Simon, and she's so hurt by this. She wanted to be as cordial as possible, but apparently he's not being as cordial as possible. And so she's really hurt by all of this. I don't know how to feel about this situation. Like I said, I thought it was odd from the beginning. I think Simon had some red flags from the beginning. Portia was Simon's maybe fourth or maybe, I think, like fourth marriage or something like that. And so that's a bit odd to me, because he's not that old. It's not like his wives had died and he's like, oh, let me get a new wife. He was just out here I don't know all of his business, but it seemed like he was out here just divorcing people. And to lie about your finances when you're getting married is like such a huge deal. Finances are the number one reason why people get divorced. And so that's something that you need to be like super transparent about. To lie about it, to me, is honestly insane. And I just feel bad for Portia. It does make me think that if he had a record, then his record would be public knowledge, or at least if you do a background check, you'll be able to find that out. Portia, you're a celebrity. You should have definitely done a background check. You also should be suspicious. I always feel like how people, a lot of the times, I feel like women especially want to feel like they're special or they're different. And maybe I did go through that stage, maybe at a younger age. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I was humbled way too fast. But what I know now, at my big ripe age of 29, I will not argue with you on my age. That's my age. The way a man treats other people, 9 times out of 10, is how he's going to treat you. Now, it may not be exactly the same, but if he's a monster, or if he's mean and he's nasty to other people, I can almost guarantee you that you're not going to be as special as you think you are. If he can be mean and nasty and ruthless to others, trust me, you can get that same energy. And it will happen so quick that you don't even know what the fuck is going on. So just keep that in mind going forward. If he's mean and he's nasty and he's rude and he's disrespectful to other people, it is not far-fetched that you would get that same energy. Now, we do know that there was a lot of controversy around Kenya, and something happens in the season. I don't even know what exactly happened. I just know that there was some tape or something that was released. I don't even know. Maybe I'll look into that if we continue on watching the show. Well, we do get to see Kenya. She definitely is in the mix. Watching the show lets me know that she does not technically have a peach anymore. And so it'll be interesting to see how everything plays out with that. Apparently, that story is really interesting. What I will say is Kenya definitely did update her butt plans, and she got them a bit smaller, but they still look crazy. Kenya, I want you to, I know you probably don't have that much fat because you seem so thin, but the butt pads don't look good. I think you should just get a BBL. Go and try and get a nice natural BBL. Tell the girls that you lost weight and your butt went away, and just do it like that, because those butt plans look crazy, girl. And I like you, Kenya. So I'm not coming for you. I like you. Actually, you're like one of my faves. They like to call you the villain. I don't think you're the villain. I like you. I like Portia. I like all the girls. I don't. No, I don't like all the girls. I like. I like Portia. I like Kenya. Who else is old? I think Drew is like blah. I think if she goes, I wouldn't miss her. If she stays, she's just like there. The same with Cynthia. I actually like Cynthia, but I don't feel like Cynthia brings that much to the show. Who else is the OG? I think that's it. The new girls. Oh, I like Shamia, of course. The other girls, I don't know how I feel about them. I don't know. And then we'll go through Drew. Drew has always been a really interesting character. Drew has consistently lied, and so they've labeled her a liar. I mean, naturally. So we know that Drew is going through a divorce. Um, I never really was a huge fan of Drew. I mean, not that I have a problem with her, but I just really feel like Drew has just been blah to me. Her husband brought more with his shenanigans to the show. I don't like her husband though. So with the divorce, although they're going through the divorce, he's still in the house. He's in the basement. He has his own interest, and she has to leave on certain days or something like that. Anyway, in true Drew fashion, she is now having this weird situation with Dennis. If you don't know who Dennis is Portia's baby daddy, or the father, or Pilar's father. And the way she makes it seem is that it's a work relationship and they don't have anything romantic going on. But then Shamia said that she had people calling her saying that she saw them holding hands. And then Dennis was inviting Portia to Drew's party, which is also weird. It just seems like there's more going on. Of course, they don't want to admit it on television, but the whole situation is just weird because Drew and Dennis are connected allegedly because of the music and they have this work relationship. But it's like, you're in Atlanta. All the music producers and all of these other things that you could have connected with, and you just happen to connect with Portia's baby daddy. You just happen to connect with Dennis. There wasn't nobody else that you could work with on your music. It's just giving very much so, Drew, do you need a storyline or are you really just a thirsty ass bitch? Because we all know that Dennis is not cute. And fun fact, I did see Dennis in person and he looks just how he looks on TV. You take it how you want to take it. And his little, game in order to get women is one, to spend his money. He seems to be very generous according to the women that he dates. And another thing is, the tattoo thing. And that's how he got Portia's name tatted on him. But it's just so odd to me. Again, like, you're in Atlanta. Out of all of the people that you could have worked with, you just had to work with Dennis. That's weird. But that's the type of, I don't expect anything, should I say anything less, anything more from Drew. That's exactly where I think Drew would be. Holding hands with somebody else's baby daddy that you work with, that you considered a friend at one point. Okay, girl. And then moving on to the new girl. Now, Kelly is also going through a divorce. Kelly is a businesswoman, so she has a restaurant in Atlanta, and it seems to be going very well. She has a cookbook and a waffle line, and I think that that's amazing. What I will say is, people keep referencing there's a lot of Botox, there's a lot of injections, there's a lot of this and pillow face and all of these things. And I think when they're saying these things, I definitely think they're speaking about Kelly. I definitely think that Kelly is definitely giving injections. Now, if that's how she feels beautiful, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I'm just saying when they're saying these things, I'm assuming that that's what they're talking about because it just seems like the shoe fits. I'll leave it at that. She also was coming for Portia, which I get that she's probably trying to make a name for herself on the show. But I don't like when the girls, especially the new girls, come in and they feel like they need to like come in full force and make a name for themselves. The reason I don't like it is because it just gives very much so like a try hard. I think it'll be very much more like received by the people if you just come off as likable and maybe do some light fun shade instead of just trying to be a mean girl to have a moment. Because no. And because the OGs know that, they don't give you the moment, and so you look even stupider. Oh, and she had to mention that Dennis was in her DMs. So, but that means nothing because again, Dennis is a whore. It seems like Dennis be in everybody DMs everywhere, trying to get with anybody. You got a little clout, you got a little bit of followers, and you a little bit cute, and Dennis is in your DMs. So that really is not like you're not saying nothing special. But the way she said it was as if she's saying something that means that like it means something. And babe, it doesn't. Sorry, not sorry. And then we have Brittany. Brittany is also a new girl who also had to mention that she went out on a date with Dennis. Are we shocked? And allegedly, Dennis bought her a necklace. Now, aside from the date with Dennis, the only other thing that I thought was memorable about Brittany is that, in my opinion, Brittany's husband seems to be a little... But I could be wrong. Maybe I'm crazy. It's giving lavender marriage. I said it here first. Moving on. Angela. I don't really know how Angela fits into the group. I think Angela looks gorgeous. She's clearly older than the other girls. I don't know if it's the way they edited the episode or whatever, but it seemed like you had the group and then it seemed like you had Angela over here. Like you had the group and then you had Angela and her husband. And I just feel like it just doesn't really feel like they were meshing too well, but I don't know. Maybe that's just my perspective. I just don't really see how she fits in. Overall, if I had to rate the entire episode, I would rate the episode personally maybe a 6 out of 10. The truth is, aside from Shamia, and I did learn some more stuff about the Portia and Simon situation, I wasn't really interested in what was going on. They had Cynthia on the episode. I'm not even going to speak about her because I didn't feel like she really bought anything. I thought the episode was mid. A lot of people said it was good. I'm going to watch the second episode and see if, like, really try to watch it, not half watch it, and I'll see if that's good. But as of right now, I honestly wasn't really feeling it too much.
Comment Confessions.
Okay, so the name of this is called Friendship Betrayals. All right, so let me tell y'all how I got professionally betrayed by my so-called best friend, Tasha. Tasha and I have been close since middle school. Ride or die, finish each other's sentences type of besties. She knew all of my secrets, like the time I faked sick to skip school. And I knew hers, like the fact that she had watched Dora the Explorer at the age of 27. We were solid, or so I thought. Now, for years, I had a business idea. I was going to start my own thing, be my own boss, finally stop pretending like I cared about Karen's emails at my 9 to 5. I told Tasha everything, the branding, logo, even the name. She was hyped. Girl, this is genius. You were made for this. I can't wait to support you. When you get rich, don't forget about the little people. So tell me why one random Tuesday morning I woke up, scrolled through Instagram, and boom, Tasha's got a whole ass business idea. Got a whole ass business page with my idea. Same concept, same branding, even the same exact phrases. The audacity, the disrespect, the nerve of this chick. I stared at my screen like, no way this is real life. I text her, what is this? And this girl, this absolute menace, replies, oh my God, I was gonna tell you, it just kind of happened. It just kind of happened. What? Like she tripped and fell and accidentally launched my entire business? So, of course, I go full FBI mode and check out her whole website. Y'all, she didn't even try to change it. I found my notes, my vision board, like straight up copy and paste my whole dream. I confronted her and she hit me with the there's room for both of us. Oh, so now we're co-workers. I didn't know betrayal came with a teamwork option. Long story short, I blocked her on everything, and I'm currently plotting on a better version of my business. If she thinks she's getting away with this, she's got another thing coming. Because one thing about me is I will be successful and petty. So yeah, lesson learned. Keep your ideas to yourself. And if your bestie suddenly starts asking you too many questions about your dreams, just assume she's building a PowerPoint presentation behind your back. Girl, I don't mean to laugh because that's not funny. That's actually really fucked up. Now, let me tell you something. I am a top 5 believer in moving in silence. I know that, some people believe closed mouths don't get fed. I think there's a time and there's a place for everything. And it's okay for you to share what you got going on, depending on who you're talking to, depending on the setting, and all of those other things. But 9 times out of 10, it's best for you to try to work on things by yourself, especially if this is not a person that is able to give you advice because they've done it successfully before. Keep it to yourself, figure out things by yourself, and then you won't have to go through this. Now, what I will say is there should be a space for you to share things with your best friend without her stealing your ideas. I agree with that. Just know that she's a messy bitch and she is not your friend, and keep the fuck away from her. Because why would she take your whole entire idea and turn it into hers? That's crazy. Girl, I'm sorry. You gotta move in silence. Ideally, we would not have jealous people around us that want to be us so bad, and you would be able to, live your life and do those types of things. The realistic aspect of it is most people are not able to genuinely give you the support that you're looking for. And so you got to kind of get it out the mud by yourself. And then when you get into a certain level, then you share things. Or again, go get a mentor, get somebody that can actually provide you with some good advice. And then you can share all of your tea and all your business, hopefully. Because they'll be able to at least give you some insight. And they'll be more successful than you, so they won't need your little ideas. And so that is the end of this episode. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe. Go and listen on all platforms. Leave your comments down below. Don't forget to thumbs up. And I can't wait to see you next week.